3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Vegan Steven podcast. Vegan Steven is a fictional character. All characters and events in this show, even though it's based on real people, are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. The following program contains coarse language and due to its content should not be viewed by anyone. Today we are talking about feminism. I've slagged off the poor ladies more than any other group on the podcast, and with good reason. Or maybe not. So I'll book here 30-second feminism. So I'm going to get myself up to speed with feminism. 50 most fundamental concepts in feminism, each explained in half a minute. So I probably won't read any of them, but I'll have a little look and see what's going on. Also in the news, Hong Kong. We'll be talking about Hong Kong a lot right now. Hong Kong is the love child of capitalism and communism. It's an absolute headfuck of a place. It was owned by the British at like a 99-year lease, and now its lease was given over in like 1997, and now some people think that basically shit's going down right now. Shit's going down in Hong Kong right now, and it's everyone's talking about it. So there you are. Also, so feminism, Hong Kong, and a lovely little film review for you of Edge of Extinction, which is a brand new film, fresh off the shelf. It is it'll scare you a little bit. Similar in such films as The Road. Alright, so that's the show. So if you're into that, stick around. The time is 5:02, that's 17:02 in 24 o'clock. It is Sunday 24th, May 2020. This is another episode I've been doing without internet. So yesterday's episode and today's episode. The show is normally improvised, but normally I have kind of like stuff to fall back on. Like if I can read the news if I get stuck or something like that, and I can talk about that. But now it's just, it's another layer of fucked. So the podcast was especially short the last 2 days. I think yesterday I could only do like 28 minutes and I fucking fell on my arse. The day before that, I think I was on 34 minutes or something. And I don't know. Sure, we're still here. We're still game. We're talking about Hong Kong. We're talking about the feminism. I was talking to someone about feminism. I was, jeez, what you think of this whole feminism stuff? And they were going, oh man, I've like, they were looking into feminism, checking it out and all that. They found their favourite type of feminism. There's all like subsects and all this stuff. Their favourite type of feminism, apparently you have to be black to be in that common feminism group. I don't know what the deal is, but you get my idea? Like, oh sorry, she's white, so she's not, she can't be in the feminism group. So there you are. You're beautiful like the rain. You're beautiful like the rain. It's been with you again. like the rain, beautiful like the rain. I'm drenched in your love again. I wanna hug you and kiss you, but you're evil and would let me drown in pain. I see your eyes when I close mine. See your eyes when I close mine. I'm drenched in your love throughout time. You will let me drown in pain. And it's like, hey there, wishing well. I don't know if you couldn't tell, but I've been sitting here for too long now, so make my wishes come true. And it's like, na 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 na. Make my wishes come true. And it's like, na 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 na. Make my wishes come true. Fucking hell, feminism. It's fucking brilliant, man. It's some lads traditionally. When I was growing up anyway, I used to be like, oh yeah, I'm a feminist, this is fucking yeah. Me with girls, woo! But I don't know. Lads just aren't really invited really. And a lot of women I know just have no time for feminism. They're like, feminism, that's a bit weird. I think it's mostly they see the extreme side of feminism on the old television and that. But anyway, here we go. Let's see what we have today. Introduction. Ba -ba, ba -dum. Jesus. Oh God. Jeepers. Alright. Here's some. Alt-right. So here's different types of feminism. Because I just thought, you know, feminism, a lot of women get the right to vote, equality and all that. Fantastic. But it wasn't always nice a decision as that. In a lot of countries, and even still in some countries, women are treated as second-class citizens. They're not allowed to even drive in some countries. In some countries they're not allowed to get an education past the age of 6 to make sure they don't steal a man's job or whatever fucking shit. So honestly, like, it's a fucking, I can make fun of it now, slag women and all the rest of it, but that's just because I slag fucking everyone. It's, as they say in Ireland, like, it's the people don't slag you have to fucking look out for. Like, if someone calls you a fucking cunt in Ireland or Australia or whatever, like, you know you're their mate, like. But if someone comes up and they go, oh, how you getting on? You say, oh, brilliant, fucking, oh yeah, being all fake, like, you know, they do not like you at all. So, it may not make much sense to some people, but lads slag the shit out of each other and stuff, and it's a sign of affection and endearment. And if you don't get it, as that's if you don't get slagged, like it just means you're shy crack, to be honest. It wouldn't be anything fucking serious, like your eyes are too far apart or something, I don't know. It'd just be a little bit of messing, like I don't know, slagging their cars. I don't know. But let's stick to the point, eh? Alt-right. Okay, here we go. Right-wing primary online movement. So a bit like getting a doctorate online, based in the US, which favours extremist benefits such as nationalism. Oh jeepers. Excuse me. Which favours extremist movement beliefs such as white nationalism. I'm a bit confused on that one, but we'll go on. Big Three, feminist theory, which argues that particularly capitalism and socialism, patriarchy, P-A-T-R-I-A-C-H-Y. There's patriarchy and matriarchy. Traditionally, systems are set up as matriarchy, which just means lads in charge. But there's some tribes and around the world and stuff which are a patriarchy, which means that the women have all the power. I think there's hints of that in Japan and stuff, where the woman's the husband comes home and gives the wife the paycheck and stuff like that. I don't. It's a cultural thing and all the rest of it. And woman in charge of the house and man in charge of outside the house or something. Who knows? Big Tree stuff. That's feminist theory, which argues that patriarchy, capitalism, and socialization. Why is there a Z in that? socialization. Why is there socialization? What's the Z? C-A-T-I. Okay. Are the causes of women's oppression. So no one likes being oppressed, and feminism. That was too easy, lads. Too easy. Alright. Aims to empower. Oh, okay. Black feminism. So I think this is the one which my friend was like, ah, yeah. They seem like they're having loads of fun. Anyway, be careful what. I don't know. Right. Black feminism aims to empower black women by focusing on how racism and sexism create social issues and inequalities. Okay? Alright, bra burner. Alright. The bra burner. Contemptuous, that's C-O-N-T-E-M-P-U-P-T-U-O-U-S, jeepers, term for a militant feminism, or someone who is perceived as such. Man, how good is the fucking free the nipple movement? Sorry. And yoga pants. Oh my god. Sorry. Nothing. Scrap that. Bra burning. A contemptuous term for a militant feminist, or someone perceived as such, which delivers from the occasional bra burning protests in the 1960s. So I have a feeling if you know any bra burners, they're old as fuck. Which is fine. Okay, sorry. Call out culture. Oh, chiefly online phenomenon of naming and shaming perceived pre-predators, okay, by bigotry, abuse and misconduct, including sexism. Okay. Cisgender, that's C-I-S-G-E-N-D-E-R, people whose gender identity matches the gender of their birth. People whose gender identity matches the gender of their birth. As far as I know, if you're... Can I say normal? Oh god. Oh shit. Okay. We'll move on. E-bile. That's E-B-I-L-E. Okay. Email, conveying anger and revolution. Okay. Feminist blogosphere, a collection of blogs and bloggers consisted by a feminism. Okay. First wave of feminism, activity surrounding a woman's suffragette at the highest of colonial domination, in set out to achieve rights for women and to redefine womanhood. Oh my god, there's so many of these. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Put that away for a minute. It's wrecking my head. Alright, here we go. So, Hong Kong. So here's some things. Hong Kong. Oh god, there's a lot of anti-democracy legislation coming into Hong Kong. If anyone doesn't know about Hong Kong, either do I, but I did about 10 minutes research before the show. Because it's really a hot topic right now. Some people think that China are using the whole coronavirus thing as a time to strike and take advantage while people are locked in their homes. They can't go out and protest against new legislation and so on. This is seen across similarly or whatever. For example, when there's bills coming out to protect, to go against like kids or youths or whatever, or people that rules that will affect people, young people, they're held during like college exams and stuff so that they won't be out protesting or studying for exams and so on. So the time of bills passing, depending on what group it's against, they time it's that group is busy or whatever, so they can't get together and go rabble. Okay. So I'd like if you were here so I could get an indication of if you understand or not, and I'd be like, okay, I'll move on, or should I keep explaining? But I'll just keep going. Okay. So there's this thing called opium wars, which is heroin. But there's cousin drugs of opium in is it sulfidine? That stuff you put in your fucking. I knew a lad once who he used to do anthem to get a little buzz or whatever. So he got was sulfidine, and he melted it in. You freeze it basically after you dissolve it, and then you scrape off the crystals on the top, and you take just the crystals or whatever, and that's like the strong opium cousin shit or whatever. So he's taking a fuckload of this, and I don't know, he got off his trolley for a week or two. And then he was like, "Grand, you know, I'll just stop that. I got a bit high or whatever for a week. I'll stop that now. That was nice. I'll leave knock that in the head. Lovely. Head back to work down today." And he got like proper withdrawal symptoms and cramps and all sorts of mad shakes, all sorts of mad shit, because he was taking like effectively his body was mini hooked on heroin to like a very, very low degree. So, and that just happens to fucking anyone. Like like you think Solfidine, like, alright, Solfidine, you're not supposed to be taking a load of it, but I don't know, he was out, you know, whatever. Moving on. So England was selling opium to China, and China did not want opium. Remember, that's going on, it's highly addictive and all this stuff, right? Happened to anyone, all this stuff. Right, so they get this highly addictive thing and they start selling to China. China's like, oh hell no, don't be doing that. So China, I don't really understand all of the ins and outs, but England was getting China hooked on heroin. It's called opium. They had these opium rooms, and they used to exchange. They used it as trade because the only thing that China wanted was silver. So they had an island off the shore of. They had an island off the shore of China or whatever, and they rented it or something so that they could sell it to the heroin to all the merchants or whatever. Because I think, as far as I know, England wasn't allowed inside China because just China was like, we have everything we want, just all we want is silver. Man, I wish I had the internet right here in front of me right now, because it's all starting to sound like the island they rented was Hong Kong. Alright, so unfortunately I can't confirm that because I don't have the internet. But, so England anyway rented some land off China in 1842, excuse me. And this was through like the Opium Wars and all that stuff. Alright, so they got a 100-year lease, England, of an island or whatever. Okay, you with me? So England's in there, snuck in, bit of opium, cousin drug of heroin. They're part of the family. I'm sure you've heard bad stuff about heroin, like morphine and all them. They're kind of, you hear poets talk about poppies and stuff. It's all that similar bullshit. Loads of poets, and you hear a lot of song lyrics and shit. Anyway, so 1842, lovely. In 1997, England was like, right, we're giving this back to China and all that, right? In 1997, and China is known as like the love. I think probably said at the start of the podcast. It's known as the love child of capitalism and communism, and it's one of China gets a fuck ton of money out of Hong Kong because it's so profitable having that place where a lot of China, the people believe that it's like fake communism. It's like, was it fascism masquerading as communism or something? I'm not well up on the words exactly for, I don't have the definitions in front of me, unfortunately. So there's a lot of there's these laws coming in, right? And what they're going to do is stop people gathering together in groups and talking about democracy. So they're anti-democracy laws. So they're trying to just, there's like almost a two state governments in China. Sorry, Hong Kong. Alright. Bing bong, but they're trying to get rid of the democracy. Okay, stopping pro-democracy meetings. Alright, so they're making it illegal to have pro-democracy meetings. So, there you are. And they're bringing in this legislation while everyone's locked up. And then when people do go out and protest about this stuff, they're being fired upon by... as far as I know, it's not lethal. It's like fucking plastic bullets or whatever, maybe paint bullets, I don't know. But it's still not good. Like, the people are being repressed, and the reason China wants it is so badly is because it has the highest ultra high net worth, and the life expectancy of the people there is very, very, very long because they're so rich. So what I mean by that is, and they've more skyscrapers than anyone and all this stuff. There's a fuck ton of money in Hong Kong, is what I'm trying to explain. A shit ton of money to be made. Because everything that can't be done to it's just super brilliant for trade, and loads of people really fucking love going there to live there and stuff, and like people from all over. So democracy is on the way out of Hong Kong, right? So that's what's going on right now, because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, why is it pre-product? So there you are. Wasn't that very bold of the English now, bringing a load of opium into China, and China were like, do not be doing this, so they had to do it off a little island of China. Fucking mad. So that is fucking wild. It's coming out on the 28th of May, which is 4 days away. So Jesus, man, yeah, it's wild, isn't it? The world's fucking wild. It's fucking wild. Anyway, so there you are, bit of Hong Kong. What can you do? Back to feminism. Oh man. Fourth wave of feminism, the 21st century resurgence of feminism associated with the use of social media. Gender mainstreaming, incorporation of a gender equality perspective in public policies. From the way the internet goes on, you'd think everyone's a fucking hardcore feminist or something, but when I was actually talking to people, I couldn't find that many fucking hardcore feminists in real life. But it's all to do with what's around you, I guess. And people have very diverse... it means different things to a lot of different people, which makes... Like, what I thought feminism was is nothing like what other people think it is. Hey baby. Yeah. Alright, what have we got on here? Alright. Gender mainstreaming. Incorporation of gender equality perspective in publics or whatever. Grassroots activism. Got hashtag politics. Keeps going. Liberal feminists. Marxist feminism. Blame capitalism for women's oppression, though its dependence on women's unpaid domestic labour and unequal participation in labour. Alright. Liberal feminists believe that gender stereotypes, unequal participation and discriminatory practices uphold inequality. Hashtag politics, categorizing tweets by using politically orientated labels or hashtag, and thereby showing support for an affiliation to political stance or movement. Oh, grassroots activism. Man, do you know when you're just fucking living life and someone gives out to you for offending them, and you're just like, oh my god, I had no idea I was being so malicious, unintentionally malicious. Alright, here we go. Men's rights activists. Explicitly anti-feminist male movement. Oh. Hashtag Me Too. Online campaign since 2005 used by women to share experiences of violence. Violence? That's not what I thought it was. New Left. Radical Western political movement in the 1960s and 1970s that campaigned for a broad range of social issues such as civil rights and feminism. Patriarchy. A systematic dominance of men over women. Patriarchy, matriarchy. Alright. Radical feminists believe that the root of women's oppression is the patriarchy. Alright. Riot Girls. Collective name of women who did DIY punk stuff. Combating feminist stuff. So, they protest and stuff. Second wave of feminism. Alright. Another way of referring to a woman's liberation movement which followed the first wave, suffragette campaigns. Suffragette campaigns were things like where ladies would handcuff themselves to the front of like important government buildings and to protest that they weren't getting a vote and things like that. And then often they were taken in to the prisons and force-fed because it would look bad if they starved to death. So yeah. Very important. Socialist feminism, offshoot of the New Left that arose in 1960s, 70s, and focuses on the connectivity of capitalism, or state feminists, feminism endorsed by government of the state or nation. Right. Suffragette, the right to vote in a political government elections. Third wave of feminism, a vibrant movement from the 1990s who meshed up the autobiographical experience with cultural politics. Third world feminism originates from international world and ideologies and social factors rather than being imported for the West. Trolling, internet, using social media forms to provide and sow discord by posting inflammatory and abusive messages. Jeepers. The women question refers to both the intellectual debate and the 1400s to the 1700s on the nature of women and feminist campaigns for social change after this time. Women of Colour, WDOC, political team, and collectively describes females of colour emerged in the violence against women's movements and became an undefined term in the 1970s for all military women experiencing marginalisation with race and ethnicity as a common factor. Grand. Yeah. So there's all sorts of mad shit, like you can sell a woman for a camel, and if she's like a good looking woman you might get 1.5 camels for her or something. These are just fucking things you hear. Swapping women for camels. Yeah, so in some parts of the world in trade time women were seen as property, and yeah, like weren't allowed to vote. Things like if you had a job, you had to stop your job once you came married. So all sorts of things throughout time. Oh Jesus, and abortion. Oh God, yeah, that's a very touchy subject. Oh yeah. So, the edge of extinction. Alright, a film that came out maybe 2 days ago. It's very similar to films like The Road, and it's the world's over. It's a lad. There's been a nuclear war, and people. There's groups of cannibals going around. There's people. It's fucking wild. I'm just looking at a lad who's walking down the street with shorts on, and in the back half he's a fucking Christmas tree. A full-size fucking Christmas tree, and the back of his calf is taking up his whole leg. And I know you're not supposed to judge people and accept everyone equally and so on, but by Jesus, I'm glad I didn't see him in the street, man. It's so hard to just not shit yourself laughing looking at something. There's a woman walking down the street with 7 fucking pizzas. And she can't even stand up straight, she's that many fucking pizzas, like. Oh my fucking Jesus, like. What does she be up to, Tom? That woman's having a party. I didn't get an invite. It's mad lockdown, man. There was a lot of parties going on last night. Actual parties. A lad, yeah. It's mental. So much for fucking lockdown, anyway. So much for... Sound like an old man now. So here's feminism and suffrage. No, just keep going. Yeah. Alright. Jesus. Contraception when I wasn't allowed. That's fucking wild. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the stuff that happened to women, like, it's fucking mental. Absolutely wild, like. I'm not saying the book's any good, but what is up with these lads getting millions of pizzas? The pizza shop just opened like yesterday or something. You haven't been able to get pizzas for a while. Oh my god. She's got 1 million pizzas and then she has the phone on top of the pizzas, like. No cover on the phone. My anxiety is going a minute. I want to shout out the window to her, "Here, woman, put a phone on your phone, put a cover on your phone." But then I would be the weirdo. Oh man. Yeah, it's one of those fucking wild films. People. It's fucking wild. Man. Yeah. A lot of murder in the film. And Jesus. Makes you think, alright, mad shit. Oh man, eating people. So fucking Hong Kong's a fucking cash cow anyway. So that's pretty good. Strands of theoretical feminism. To be honest, I was hoping to make good on all me slagging off women in one episode, but oh, Jesus Christ. Can't be done, can it? Queering feminism. Alright. Jesus. Jeebus. So, yeah, giving out about men, super. Because men did a lot of bad shit. They did. And they still do. Movement of protests, my body, my choice, against the patriarchy. Personal and political struggle for equality. Do I dare look up the abortion one? Oh Jesus. Man. You're talking about abortion is one thing that you can piss everyone off. Like, where's it gone? Don't talk about it. Oh Jesus, rape culture. That looks like shy crack. Rape culture? Oh Jesus. Rape culture. 3-second slam. Though telling their personal stories of sexual assault, feminists have shown the culture preverses of rape as a tool of male power. So it's about... activism against rape culture has become increasingly globalized in the digital age. Worldwide Slut Walk, that's SLUTWALK, marches forward a Canadian police officer's suggestion in 2011 that women avoid rape by not dressing like sluts. And global protests forwarded the brutal gang rape of in Delhi 2012. Marches on record following the inauguration of US President Trump, who was heard boasting about sexually assaulting women. That was the grab her by the pussy thing. Yeah, so yeah. As an important feature of feminism. Activism in the 1970s was it's to do with not having your body as sexual property. Apparently a lot of rapes happen inside, like it's married, it's like husbands who are married to the wife, but the wife says, like, I don't know what the situation is, but basically she doesn't want it and he does it anyway, and but they're legally married and I don't know, apparently that's a big thing. Feminists won important battles for decades, such as the criminalisation of rape in marriage. Oh yeah, there you are. So that was kind of a grey area, and for a while they actually made it illegal in the 1990s. Service expanded within more rape crisis centres, socialist roles within the police, training for judges, and publicity funded awareness campaigns. Yep. There was a Yeah, I don't know. There was a few ropey things that came out, like in Italy and stuff, like just like politicians shaming women who were raped for like wearing skinny jeans and stuff. Anyway, moving on. Choice and abortion, page 100. I'm gonna try and read this without I'm not saying anything, because I'll lose half my listeners. Alright, here we go. 3 second slam. Access to abortion offers the choice to continue and end pregnancies for feminists. This is a fundamental right that allows women to control their bodies and lives. Okay. The act of deliberating ending a pregnancy abortion represents to feminists a fundamental right for women, granting as it does the choice of when and how and whether to have children. Without access to safe and legal abortion, women have an unwanted pregnancies face two choices: to continue the pregnancy or to obtain legal or illegal and potentially unsafe abortion. The feminists' fight for legal abortion has sought to prevent forced pregnancies and women give more control over their reproductive lives. Those who support the right to abortion have therefore called pro-choice a term that emerged in North American campaigning groups in the 1960s. Abortion was legalized in many countries in the 1960s and 1970s on the back of pro-choice feminist activism that emerged across the globe. Nice one. This happened alongside growing acceptance of contraception and family planning. In many countries and United Nations now recognises access to abortions as a fundamental human right. There are some countries that still heavily restrict and completely ban it. However, including Poland, Malta, and Slovakia, these countries tend to be highly religious. In Ireland, I think there's 9 women a day leave Ireland to get an abortion or something. Get the plain thing on. Because it's illegal in Ireland. Very touchy subject, to put it mild. By God. By jeez. You can literally never mention it or a fight will fucking always break out. Like, mental people, oh, Jesus. Very emotional subject. Anyway, the fight for pregnancy. The fight for rights and pregnancy labour. Alright, that's grand. Yeah. Yeah, but abortion's mad, because like prostitutes they're riding people all day, and if you actually got preggo with someone lad, you'd be like, right, I'll get rid of that because I'll be out of the job, can't afford a fucking kid or whatever, so they get rid of the baby. And then if it was found out they had an abortion, they'd be like hung on the street so that no one else would have an abortion. I was like, look with it, man. Talk about a rough generalisation, but yeah, women have been put to death for having abortions. And what's really mad is there's probably some people saying, yeah, and they should be. So, fuck. Alright, I'm just gonna move the fuck on before. Anyway. Yeah, so there you are. That's a bit of feminism for you. Vegan Steven podcast, #1 podcast. Tickle that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a nice day. I know life's a struggle. Ladies, I love you. And jeez, it's mad how we all turn each other. Just that film, that fucking film last night, lads. Hurt my little brain. Hurt my small little impressionable brain. Edge of extinction. Eating people is fucking weird, man. It's mad because you'd be there going, oh, fucking sick bastards made this fucking film, fucking sick ass fucks. But you're at the Egypt that fucking put it on. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. The thing about that, I talked about this before, the thing about those films, you're like, it's alright, like, it's alright. But they fucking haunt you for weeks. Those fucking nasty ass cannibal ones. And in those films they typically use, there's no time for women apart from using women as like sex tools. Look at fucking Fury Road, the Breeders, Mad Max Fury Road, and all these post-apocalyptic things. They just get they get used as tools for luring people in, and shit, fuck, I don't know. It's just mad because sometimes I'd be like, oh yeah, feminism and all that stuff, and the lady I'll be talking to whatever at dinner. Random, be like, what the fuck are you feminists like? Feminists are fucking weird. They're always on the internet going, bleh. So just the people's different idea of feminism and stuff is, it's like anything else, like religion and what is God and stuff means different things to everyone. Extremists ruin it for everyone, don't they? You know, even just I think that's all the fucking difficult subjects. Childcare, fuck. I don't know how women have fucking babies, man. Jesus. There's apparently some fucking mad shit in the woman's brain. Sound like an awful sexist pig, don't I? Look, maybe I am. Misogynist prick. Just that fucking, the willingness to fucking look after a child, like, and fucking give up everything. Fuck. When the woman is the child, like, there's this part, I talked about it in another podcast, the chemicals are released, and it's a much deeper bond than what a lad has with the kid. That's why lads fuck off and the kids and so on, but it's different, it's mad. But just very impressed by the, the feminine power. I was just like, how the fuck do they know how to look after a kid? Like, how the fuck do you know this? I wouldn't trust myself near a kid for fucking 5 minutes. Apparently you have to like hold their head up while you're holding them, otherwise because their necks aren't fucking formed or something. So when you hold a baby, you have to hold its neck and its body. Like, I wouldn't fucking know that. I was like, listen, leaving that baby there, I don't have the credentials. I didn't do the college doctorate there for looking after babies. It's just so impressive, like. Masculine and feminine. Wild. And people can mix up masculine and feminine with, penises and vaginas. There's masculine and feminine in both sexes. In everyone. Different ratios. I spent at least 10% of my brain power trying not to say anything bad about women the whole through this episode. Sure look. Sure look. Yeah. It's just mad, like. Yeah. Jesus. Oh, here's a good one. Toxic masculinity. Yeah. Stereotypically masculine gender roles that limit the scope of male emotions due to social expectations and make particularly harmful to men. Particularly harmful to men. Oh, this is another fucking... Yeah, so I think everyone agrees, like, don't be putting your genitals where they're not wanted. Just fucking ask permission and all that or whatever. And but then you get people, the whole internet just takes the piss with like this man was fucking with my eyes and all this shit. And you're like, here, just chill the fuck out, will you? Like, no one touched you. Alright, well, you can't say that, can you? Oh god, just sometimes people take the piss and they start acting as if they're fucking attacked when they were looked at, or I don't know. Listen, I'm not allowed to say anything, but sometimes there's a lot of outrage over fuck all, and some people say it's just crime. Fuck. Well, no, I wouldn't. Alright, anyway. Ladies, we love you. And we're not very good at showing it. There you are. Over and out.